Today, we play one of the biggest hands of my entire life, a $4,000 pot against Baba Yaga. If you guys missed it, part 1 last week, we played our first ever meetup game out in LA. Somebody came and never folded against us, and we battled him all session. We had so many hands that we had to break it up into part 2 today, so watch it all unfold. Some crazy action. Let's get right into it. Thank you guys again for coming to my meetup game. I had the best time. Hopefully I can come to a place near you soon, hopefully on the East Coast soon, but without further ado, let's get right into it. This episode is crazy. And it starts off with Ace 5 suited against Baba Yaga. Surprise, we're playing against him in this hand, and he actually opens under the gun to $35, which is a little concerning because he's only been opening to, 15, 20, and that's if he opens. He usually limps and then just calls someone's raise, so I was thinking about raising, but he has about $500 in his stack. I think I can just put in the call here and go with any flop, so I just put in the call, and just me and him are going to a beautiful board. We flop a gutter and the obvious nut flush draw, so that's basically the nuts against Baba Yaga, as he could have any two cards here. We're going to be massively ahead of just a pair. Even if he has aces, kings, queens, we have so much equity. So as you see on the top, he bets out for $100, and I just verbalized to him, like, how much do you have left? And he has about $400 left, so I think we can just put them all in here. There's no sense in calling and trying to get it all in on the turn. So I put him all in, and he snap calls faster than anyone has ever called me in any pot ever. So I'm like, great, he's got aces, kings, we've got maybe 35%, maybe 40. So we're headed to a run out, about $800 in the middle, looking for a diamond. The turn does not look good. The river, no, we brick.
Let me see it, show me it. Ace high.
So how do you call that with ace jack?
We miss, and now Baba Yaga says, oh, I missed. And I'm like, what? Did he just have king high diamonds? No, Baba Yaga shows over ace jack offsuit and wins with ace jack high. Are you kidding me? He snap called like he just had aces. Let me rewind that for you guys. He had ace jack here and was this excited to put his chips in the middle. I mean, if that doesn't show who Baba Yaga is, whatever. We still have a $4,000 pot against him. Let's keep going on to the next hand. For this next hand here, we are up against Baba Yaga. Wait, what? We've never played him before. We look down at Queen 8 suited. I open it up to $20, and just the player to my left and Baba Yaga make the call. So we're going 3 ways to a board in which we flop a queen, which is just the absolute stone cold nuts against Baba Yaga. He might call me down with ace high, who knows? He checks, and I decide to c-bet super small to $30. I mean, I guess it's half pot, but just still on the smaller side, and both players make the call, which is a bit interesting. So we're going 3 ways still to the turn, which is a king. Now things get a little bit dicey, as somebody could have just floated me with king 10, king jack, who knows, I don't know what they're doing out here. But Baba Yaga checks, and I do think I still have to go for some value, as I think he'll call me down super light. If the player to my left calls, I'll know I'm actually probably in trouble, but I c-bet for $110, and the player to my left almost immediately folds, so I'm like, okay, that's great, and Baba Yaga snap calls me, and I mean, like I said, he could be calling me down with ace high, he could have like pocket eights, he could have a damn 4 here, who knows, and we're going to a river, which is very dicey, as it comes in ace, and I said it's very dicey because he could have like ace 5, he could have ace 4, he could just be calling me with a random ace high, who knows. But when he checks, in an effort to, I guess, maybe fold out the very slim possibility of him having queen 10, queen 9, queen jack, obviously king queen's not going anywhere, I bet slightly big for $230. Who knows, like I said, maybe he'll just have a random 5, pocket 8s, pocket 9s call me down, and he snap calls, and he shows ace 10 of spades. Okay. Called my $110 bet on the turn with a gutter, and he got there again. Disgusting. And although last vlog I was beating him, he is now kicking the shit out of me. Alright, that's it. I am in full revenge mode. We look down at ace jack offsuit in the small blind. Baba Yaga opens it up under the gun to 15. See what I was saying about how he usually opens to 15, but Branson makes the call, and I am not making the call. I'm putting in a massive 3-bet here to isolate just him because, like I said, he doesn't fold to me. I can make it 200 and he'll call. So I make it $75, and like I said, no shock, he makes the call and Branson folds, which is exactly what I wanted, and now the flop is double what I wanted as it comes ace ace king 9 with a flush draw. I am definitely not slow playing. He has been calling me down all day. IC bet here for $115. I think I should go a bit smaller, just make it 65, 70, 80, as we basically have a lock on this hand, knowing what he does and how he plays. And he thinks about it for a little while and folds. Are you... my god, I know you guys can feel my frustration here. He called me down with a gutter last hand and he folds here. Are my cards face up? What is going on? Oh yeah, revenge mode is totally activated, as now we look down at ace 5 suited and Baba Yaga opens 215 under the gun. Classic. It's one orbit after this. There is one call in the cutoff and we decide to 3-bet once again to $75, and once again Baba Yaga calls and the other player folds. So just like the movie writes itself, me and him once again 3-bet pot.
You got something against me, I think. I'm kidding.
To the flop, and we flop a flush draw. Oh boy, are we about to have a repeat of the first hand here? He checks, and just like I did when I had ace jack last hand, now when I have absolute air, well, I don't have air, I have a flush draw, but you know what I mean. I don't flop anything. I have ace high now. I see bet for $110, and he snap folds once again. So I don't know if I'm really mad or happy that he folds, but once again, take down some more dead money, going on the right direction, back to even, and let's head to the next hand. Alright, enough of this one bet and done BS. We have pocket aces, and no spoiler alert, but this is not a one bet and done. This is a crazy hand. Our good friend Baba Yaga opens it up to $20 under the gun, +1, just like he does almost every single hand. The player to my right calls, and we put in the 3-bet to 80. Could go smaller, could go bigger, probably should go bigger against him as an exploit because he does not fold. But he makes the call, the player to my right folds, and we're going heads up to a board in which we flop top set. No more wondering if we're good, no more cracking my aces. We have the nuts. And I decide to slow play it, just like I did last vlog with my flush. He decides to bet a lot when checked to. Yes, there's a flush draw out there. Yes, he can get a free card with king 10, king jack if he checks back, but I don't care. So I decide to check, and he decides to check back. A bit unfortunate, but hoping that we can do something on the turn, and now the turn is a queen. We've got these stone cold nuts, unless he has pocket queens. I don't think so, but once again, I decide to check it over to him. I know you guys might be screaming, no, bet, but I check, and now he takes those chips out of his rack and bets $100. Okay. Now, time to think about this a little bit. There is a flush out there. There is obviously the possibility of him having a queen and us getting stacks in, but I decide to just call. I think I could check to him on the river. He could bet, and if I jam, he'll call. But nonetheless, I decide to put in the call, and we're going heads up to a river here. Obviously, nothing that I'm afraid of. I'm hoping the spade comes in, and it does. Now, if he has a flush, I just don't see him getting away. I check once again, and now he fires big. He fires $300. So now I think, is there a chance that he has a queen? What can I raise to? Does he have a flush? What will he call? And just like I said last session with my flush, it's a bit weird here because I have about $1,500 left, which means it's about $1,200 over his $300 bet. It is a massive jam. I kept adding on to match his stack for situations just like these. But I just think that there's nothing else that we could do. We don't want to min raise. That's very strong, and he's probably going to snap call. We could probably get a bit more. So 2.5x, which is, just about 800-ish. We could do that, but I think we want to go for the home run. I jam all in. And I am thrilled that he does not snap fold. He sits back in his chair like he is grossed out, like he has a tough decision. Does he have a queen? Does he have a flush? Is he calling? He thinks for a long time, says that it's gross, and then folds. Oh my goodness. He says he folded a flush, which I don't know if he did. Great fold, but I think he would have showed it, and we finally win one against him, but it could have been so much bigger. What do you guys think that he had? Alright, time for the hand that you guys have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, and we play it with ace queen offsuit. I want to play some table audio as Cairo, my boy, comes over to check on the table, and just listen to the action.
John's still alive.
This is all bot.
Believe it or not, I'm actually down.
Yeah, I'm down. Our new friend is doing healthy. I forgot who was in that seat. Who's next?
50.
How much?
50.
50?
50.
I'll do a...
Okay, so there's a raise to $15. I 3-bet to 50, and Baba Yaga min raises to 100. And the dealer goes to put out the flop, and he's like, oh, whoa. And thankfully, you know, he's lucky that I'm nice. I say, no. He 3-bet. He made it 100. Let me put in the $50 first. And like I said earlier when we had the flush, I mean, he had ace jack, but it's a bit concerning when these players that are just, you know, opening small, just calling, limping, calling, then they decide to get aggressive all of a sudden. So I'm a bit concerned here, but for a min raise against Baba Yaga, I am never folding ever. I mean, if the flop is not an ace or a queen, we can get away easy, only down 100, fine. But min raise, we call. We head to a flop of ace 2-5 rainbow. I check it right over to him, and he looks like he wants to check back. He looks at his cards, he looks a little bit confused, and then he decides to take out chips and bet $100. What is going on? What should I take that as? Does he have a really good hand? Is he angling me? Does he have like queens and he's debating if he should bet? I don't really know, but I decided to just flick in the call here. So now we're going to a turn, which is the 9 of hearts, which brings in a heart flush draw. I check, and now he just looks like he's scrambling to get some chips, and he decides to bet out for $300. It's a very weird spot. Like I said, he 4-bet me, min 4-bet me. He's done crazy things in the past. He could, you know, have a weaker ace. He could have a pair and a flush draw. I don't really know what's going on, but like the aces hand, like my flush hand, I have a weird spot here. Should I min raise? Should I 2.5x it? Or should I just jam to put all pressure on his pair and flush draws? He might think that I'm bluffing with a flush draw. He might have a weaker ace like ace jack, ace 10. Maybe, I mean, obviously that would be really bad if he had ace 9. It's hard to put people on hands when they just play super crazy and, you know, they're just playing every single hand. I have no idea what he possibly could have here. Looking at his stack, he has about $1,100 left. So if I min raise, we'll definitely be able to get it in on the river. We should be able to get the rest of it. But like I said, we want to put pressure on his pair and draws, you know, straight draw. Who knows what he has here? So I do decide to jam, and he snap calls, like absolutely snap calls. So I'm like, that's definitely not good. He has a set. He has a weird 2-pair like ace 9, ace 2. The river comes a king, and Baba Yaga shows ace king. My heart dropped. My soul is crushed. Very unfortunate when these players that are doing this and playing like this get good hands, because you have no idea. I mean, this was just a complete setup. Against even regular players, I probably lose the max, but against him, I am just never, ever folding top pair. Second kicker. We are now down a lot of money, and it's very unfortunate. Today was supposed to be a great day, my first meetup game ever. I'm in LA. It happens. That's poker. I'm here to show you the ups and the downs, and this is certainly a big down for money and for my mental state, my emotions, but it's all right. We have to head to the next hand, keep battling, and hope things end on a good note.
Nice hand.
Do you know how much it hurt my soul to mutter, nice hand? And you can tell that we are clearly on a little bit of tilt, as, you know, there's a raise to $20, and I complete on the button with Jack 9 offsuit. I mean, obviously there's worse hands, but nonetheless, we flop a jack and a gutter. Pretty good, and the action checks to me, so I decide to bet out for $50, and every single player calls. No, that's not a joke. We pick up 3 callers of $50. I'm just like laughing to myself like, nice, I'm just absolutely screwed. I mean, even if we hit our gutter, someone probably has a better straight, right?
Standard.
I'm just a comedian today. I joke and just say, yep, that's standard while I'm in the middle of the hand. And now when the turn pairs the bottom card, I mean, it's pretty obvious someone's probably going to have that. But nonetheless, the action checks to me, and my head is just not in it. I decide to bet out for $100. It's going to suck if we get check raised or even called, but I mean, actually a pretty good scenario winds up happening. The player to my left folds, Baba Yaga calls the 100, and the other player folds, so now it shed both those players, and just me and Baba Yaga are going to a river. I have no idea what he has. I'm definitely going to shut down on every single river and just check back, praying that a jack is good until the river is a jack. Now we're sitting with the nuts unless he has quads. I mean, that would just put a cherry on the top of today, huh? But nonetheless, he checks. After the last pot, I only topped up to about $700, so we've only got about 530 left here. So I decide to just jam. It's a pretty easy decision, and he snap folds, so I guess he just had a straight draw. I don't know, but he folds, and we're on to the next hand. Alright, this next hand is the epitome of tilt. Hilarious. Just strap in. You're here for a good laugh, so just watch. I opened it up to $15 with 8-10 suited because why the F not, right? The player to my left calls, and then the next player decides to 3-bet it up to $70, and the player who just sat all the way to the right goes all in. But get a load of this. Last vlog, I reminded you guys that we were playing 2-3 and they made the minimum buy-in $100. So this guy comes over to the table, sees that I've got thousands in my stack. Baba Yaga's got thousands. Everyone else is sitting with like 600, 700, 800. He buys in for $100 effing dollars. Okay, I think for a little while, and I decide to just call. You know what? Whatever. I'm gambling. I'm already here. Who cares? I put it in. The player to my left puts it in, so now we're going 4 ways, $70. The player to my right that went all in was like $65. Basically $280 in the middle, and we flop top pair. This could get us into some trouble as the initial raiser still could have jacks, queens, yada yada, all those hands. Still could have ace 10, jack 10, blah blah blah. Anyways, I decided to c-bet for $75. I just want to see where I'm at. Both players fold. And now it's just me and the other player who went all in, and let's just turn it over to the real-time audio for you guys to get a nice kick out of what happens.
I have a 10. I don't know if you're ahead or behind.
I don't got any of that,
Main pot.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you fucking do.
at the end.
Yeah, I have eyes.
Welcome to the table.
He hits a 2-outer, and then he's just like, yeah, at the end though. And I say, yeah, I have eyes. Yeah, I get he probably didn't know what to say, whatever, but just laugh. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, I hit it at the end. Like, yes, I know, buddy, I have eyes. Thank you very much. And if you don't believe me, here he is neatly shuffling his little pile of chips. Unfortunately, I could not really take much longer. You see at the top, it's very late. We've been playing since 1 p.m. and I'm from Jersey, so it's around like 10 p.m. now. Time for me to head the F out. We book a massive, disgusting loss to end my meetup game. My first meetup game is a massive loss, but I had a fun time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the antics and Baba Yaga. My pain comes at your enjoyment, and thank you guys for watching till the end. I'll see you guys next week.